Hello, everyone. It's the first day of a new year, and I thought I would talk about my fundraiser for Occupy and everything that I accomplished with it in the past 3 or 4 months, and where I'm going to go in the future with it. Um, I've written a few things down. Uh, in 3 months, I was able to raise $1,240 across 4 different fundraiser chip ins. All the videos were labeled in series as 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And for everybody who wants to uh, dig into the books, the receipts were in those videos, and you can count it all up. And I know that I did better than the money that I raised, especially seeing as I never claimed any sort of gas money or anything like that. All of the proceeds have gone directly to helping out protesters. Um, and I did things like a lot of buying food, both in the beginning and right after November 20th when they were evicted from Acacia Park, when the Colorado Springs protesters were, because um, when they have a stable settlement that they're occupying, it's a lot easier for them to get food donations because people know where to drop them off. But when they don't, then it becomes a problem. And in the past 40 days, since they were evicted from Acacia Park, these protesters being scattered around different safe havens, the ones that were without a home to go to, um, I did take food to those different places. That was in the videos. Um, but yeah, in the past 3 months, I've been able to buy signs, sign making gear, uh, markers, all sorts of stuff like that. Propane and a few accessories to link the propane tanks to things that were donated. Um, a lot of wood for structure for the canopies that were in uh, Acacia Park. I spent a little on legal fees for them. And of everything that I did in the past year, the two things that I regretted, because I have been charged with, spending this money wisely. But when people give it to me, they expect it to be spent wisely. One thing that I did not like was that I bought a coffee pot for a Coleman stove, and this coffee pot, you put it on the Coleman stove, and it percolates. It's like a plate on top of the stove. Anyways, somebody left the coffee pot on the stove, and it melted. The whole metal band around it like heated up and like melted right off the glass. It kind of like it expanded and fell off like if you were to unbuckle a belt. And the coffee pot was broken. So I didn't feel right about that. So I bought another coffee pot out of my own money just to make sure that that was working, because I didn't foresee that. And I just felt like I didn't need to be spending other people's money on a replacement for that when it was kind of fail. The other thing was the Guy Fawkes masks. I don't think that I will be buying any more of those or anything similar, because although they made a whole bunch of people happy and made people feel a sense of togetherness, they're cheap plastic crap, in my opinion. And the other masks that I was making by hand on the bandanas were of better quality. They're still around. People still have them. They don't rip in the wind. So those will definitely be changes. As far as I will look to not get anything that won't be more lasting. And here's some of the other changes that I plan for funds that I raise in 2012 for the Occupy protests. The chip in that I've just set up is for the entire year, so that'll make it easier for people to check all the videos that I'm making as far as matching up the receipts to how much money is coming in. Also, I will be adding Pueblo to the list of places that I will be supporting with these funds. So it's Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and Denver. I'm going to not spend so much time worrying about food because we now have a plan to occupy foreclosed homes like a lot of the other occupations are doing, and that gives a stable place for people to send donated food, and actually it gives addresses for people to be able to call in pizzas with their credit cards and just send a pizza to an actual address. So I think the food situation is going to get a lot better, and so I'm going to not have that as a priority anymore. Also, wood. We, in doing this, we found many different sources of wood, and I don't see myself using any funds for 2x4s at all because the large style pallets that we found that we get for free, they have more than enough lumber in them. And one more change is that I'm not going to be giving things to the Occupy protesters without ownership of them anymore. Now, nothing that I donated had like a, just everyone at Occupy owns it problem when the encampment was taken apart in Acacia Park. But going forward, there are some things that I think will be high dollar items that we can't just give to everyone and then have someone take and then it'll disappear. So I will actually be taking ownership of a few of the items that I plan to raise funds towards getting. And to let everyone know what I'm prioritizing next on the list is first a projector and a portable projector screen. The reason for this is because we've been holding educational nights where we want to be able to show films, but we can't secure places that will allow us, to be there and still have the capability to show films, like having their own projectors. The two main places that they've been meeting are Cafe Corto and the Heart of Art Cafe, the Colorado Springs protesters. Now, in Denver, they already have a whole bunch of projection equipment and a projector. They project it inside of a tent all the time, and so for Colorado Springs to be able to have the same thing and be able to run their educational nights by playing some of the many DVDs that we have for people that are very informative, I think that would be a great thing. Also, next on the list of priorities will be post office box. Just paying the rental fee for one of those so that we can get a whole bunch of things that a lot of other places like Fire Dog Lake and places that have informational videos, they want to send us stuff, but we'd have to give out people's individual addresses and stuff, so we'd rather have a P.O. box for that. And lastly, on my list of immediate priorities is a flatbed trailer. And the reason for this is because they're now refocusing on these foreclosed homes, and one of the phenomenon that's really harsh that we know about is that when people are getting foreclosed upon, all of their stuff is being put out on the street, and once it gets there, there are people there like vultures that will pick through their things, and there's nothing they can do about it, you know, and they can't protect their own stuff. So we're going to have a flatbed trailer that can be pulled by any one of our trucks that we can just pull up in front of their place and say, look, you can protect your stuff by loading it here on this flatbed trailer, and we'll wheel it to some other place in the city for you, wherever you feel it's safe, you know. So, also, with taking possession of some of these items, I would want everyone to know that they'd be primarily used for Occupy Colorado Springs, but also for Occupy Pueblo, as far as the projector and portable screen. We'd lend it to them. Pikes Peak Skeptic Society, Freethinkers of Colorado Springs, C4CPR, I Am Bill Smith, and Not My Tribe. All of these, I just want to say up front, they're all other protesting or groups that like to get information out that they might want to borrow this stuff. So yeah, I think that's about it. Links in the description box if you want to give to Occupy Colorado Springs and support my video series, Operation Supply the Occupation. And hopefully I'll be able to make some more videos on those things in the near future.